Betting against Elon Musk, trying to short Tesla stock. What could possibly go wrong?
Trump's election win, the hedge funds clinging on to bets against Tesla have lost billions of dollars, feeling the fallout of the special relationship between the president-elect and Elon Musk. According to Bloomberg calculations, hedge funds that had short positions against Tesla between election day and Friday's close took an on-paper hit of at least $5.2 billion. Let's bring in Bloomberg's David Welch in Detroit. I mean, this has been the calculus for some time, but that time period and a $5.2 billion loss is quite something, David.
It is. Look.
I mean, couldn't have happened to a nicer group of people. When will they learn?
People have lost money trying to short Tesla and bet against Elon Musk for a long time. But in this case, I think the bet was that his whole Robotaxi plan, turning Tesla into an AI company, either wouldn't happen or wouldn't happen on time. So there would be a lot of bad or delayed news on Tesla, stock would go down and the shorts would do well with it. When in fact now you've got this tight relationship with Donald Trump, that means you'll see EV policies probably that are crafted to help Tesla, and more importantly, you'll probably see some sort of permissive federal framework for autonomous vehicles that will also help Tesla's plans for robotaxis, and investors like that, they're willing to bet on that, and the shorts, they got hit.
So I strongly disagree that a Trump administration is going to have any EV-friendly policies. They're going to have pro-choice policies. And I mean pro-choice as in consumers choosing the kind of vehicle they'll buy, and the market will sort itself out. Because toward the end of Trump's term, companies today producing ICE vehicles will be on the edge of filing for bankruptcy. The EV disruption is inevitable. And on autonomy, I don't think it's going to be that much of a deal either way, to be honest. The limiting factor from Tesla isn't regulatory approval, it's solving autonomy to meaningfully safer than human capability. Doesn't matter who the president is for that. But at least there won't be any unnecessary hurdles put in place, which may have been the case under a Kamala Waltz presidency. Man, I can't even, just saying that out loud, can you imagine how fucked everyone would be and everything would be if those two morons, Jesus, really avoided a train wreck scenario. Now, we also heard there that historically it hasn't particularly worked out to bet against Elon Musk. There's a reason. That is the best-selling piece of merch in my merch store, and it is no contest. People resonate with this message. Oh, by the way, check out the links below. If you want to pick up your own Don't Bet Against Elon merch, shirts, mugs, hoodies, you name it. These are, by the way, excellent conversation starters, especially if you're out and about on a Friday or Saturday evening when people have a few drinks in them. Trust me, it's hard for somebody who strongly agrees with this not to say something if they spot you wearing it. Surely by now, people must have learned the lesson. Betting against Musk, shorting Tesla stock, it's never worth it. You might luck out. It might work in your favor once or twice or 3 or 4 or 5 times. But the one time you fuck up and Tesla stock rips 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% in the blink of an eye is the one time you get so absolutely ruined that you'll never walk the same again. If you thought trying to time the market was dumb, trade in and out of Tesla, if you thought that was dumb, and by the way, it is extremely dumb, having an active short position with potentially unlimited losses on a stock that historically has ripped 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800% in the blink of an eye is the very definition of brain dead.
And hit hard.
Is anyone still clinging on? I know that Bloomberg spoke to Claire Lacanda, CEO of hedge fund manager Clean Energy Transition, who had a little bit of skin in the game when betting against Tesla. But what's the sort of percentage float that's shorted now?
Look, I think it's pretty small. I forget what it was in the story, but I think a lot of people have had to buy to basically cover their short positions. I think there's some still in there who are thinking that Trump will gut some of these IRA credits and things that help EVs sell. And if Trump had a lawsuit against the state of California before, and if that happens again, if it's successful and you get rid of some of these clean air credits that other companies have to buy from Tesla, which is a very profitable part of Tesla's business, if that shrinks because of this, then it could work against the company, a Trump presidency. But again, you've got Elon Musk sitting next to Donald Trump, talking to him about policies for this things. It's hard for these kind of things. It's hard to imagine he's going to suggest that Donald Trump do anything that's going to hurt clean air credits, that's going to hurt IRA credits and other things that will.
So, going to jump in here and strongly disagree. Musk himself is on the record saying the IRA credit, the $7,500 tax credit for people buying electric vehicles, should go away. And I completely agree. It's a total waste of money. I've covered this a million times, okay? The simple argument, even a midwit can figure this one out. The cost of electric vehicles is predictably declining over time. They're already at price parity with internal combustion engine vehicles in the US in terms of the average selling price. But obviously, at the low end of the market, they're not there yet, but that's where they're headed. And EVs are better on everything that matters. Much lower cost of ownership, better performance, safer by default. Instead of an engine in the front, they've got a gigantic crumple zone, lower center of gravity, lower rollover risk. It's all upside. It's just not everyone can afford one now, but the prices are continuing to decline. You do not need to incentivize consumers to buy them. Not everyone can afford one today, but tomorrow, a few more people can afford one as the prices trend lower. 6 months from now, 12 months from now, they'll be even more affordable, meaning more people can afford to buy them and do. The government should stay the fuck out of it. As I've said before, this would be like incentivizing people to adopt the internet in the mid to late 90s, or even the early 2000s. Or in 2008, 9, 10, 11, incentivizing people to adopt smartphones. You don't need to do it. They're getting better and cheaper over time. It's going to happen anyway. So Musk actually is going to strongly encourage Trump to get rid of the EV tax credit, in my opinion. He's on the record saying it's a waste of money, and he's right. Now, in fairness, if you're one of Tesla's so-called competitors and you're already losing tens of thousands of dollars on every vehicle you sell, you need all the help you can get, but you're going to go bankrupt anyway. But if the EV tax credit goes away, it just means you go bankrupt faster. First order thinkers go, oh, EV tax credit goes way bad for Tesla. But second order, third order, think a little bit more broadly than that. You realize that the EV tax credit goes away, which it should. It helps Tesla. Because some of the companies today who are relying upon that to avoid bankruptcy go out of business sooner. Now, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. My brain is far too small to time the market. But it's big enough to know that it's too small to time the market. So I don't even try. Instead, I model Tesla out probabilistically 10 plus years into the future. A range of different scenarios. What's the worst case? What's the best case? What's the moderate sort of in-between case? E.g. the bear case, the base case, the bull case, and even a hyperbull case. What if everything goes right? Which it won't, but what if it did? Then I work my way back to the present moment and ask myself the question, does Tesla represent a strong risk-adjusted opportunity today based on what the company may be doing 10 years from now? If the answer is yes, I buy, and the answer has been yes for almost the last decade. These are my Tesla buy price averages per year since I first began buying in early 2016. Average price in 2016, $14 a share. 2017, it was $16 a share. 2018, $18 a share. 2019, $17 per share. This was crazy, by the way. Tesla, the business, was booming. They're on the cusp of printing crazy money. Everyone in the media was saying they're going bankrupt. The stock went nowhere for the preceding 5 years, yet the company was booming. Their advantage extending. Then in 2020, Tesla stock, by the way, these are all split adjusted, Tesla stock surges to a whopping $79 per share average price as I was buying that year. 2021, $266 per share. And since then, my average price on Tesla stock per year has actually declined. I'm getting vibes from 2016 to 2019 where the stock went nowhere, right? 14, 16, 18, 17 versus 266, 246, 216 and 183. Yeah, that's right. My average buy price for Tesla stock in 2024, $183. Now, the reason that I've been buying Tesla stock every year, as I said, is because I'm looking 10 years into the future, working back, go, is it a deal? It is, great, I'm buying. I'm not trying to time the market because I'm not smart enough, nor are you. If you were smart enough to be timing the market, you'd be managing hundreds of billions of dollars, not watching some dickhead on YouTube. The question is, are you smart enough to know you're not smart enough like me? Or are you so dumb you don't even realize you're too dumb to time the market? Just before I began editing today's video, I checked my DMs on X, by the way. They're open to everybody. Feel free to send me a message. I probably won't reply, but I will read it. Somebody had sent me this from Michael Saylor, who shockingly also appears to be of the belief that you have to have an extremely small brain and not realize how small your brain is to be trading in and out of a stock in a company with an incredibly bright long-term future just to make a few bucks.
Like if you roll the clock back to 2007, Steve Jobs invents the iPhone. And, you know, people thought, oh, it's a toy. By 2009, the iPhone's got an app store. And if you understood anything about software, the iOS is a new operating system, and it's going to be its own ecosystem, at least as important as the web. And it's going to spawn an entire new generation of applications, right? And the mobile wave is responsible for what, like $5 trillion, 5 to 10 trillion dollars of wealth over the next decade. Can you imagine someone sitting around saying, oh, I get mobile device technology, and you're trying to time the market in Apple stock in 2011? Like you're buying and selling Apple stock in 2011? You want to shake them. Like, Are you out of your mind? I'm trading Facebook stock back and forth between $8 a share and $4 a share and $12 a share. And you just want to do this. Like, do you not understand that one day every single person on the planet is going to have one of these things in their pocket and it's going to go up by a factor of 100? And you're trying to like trade Apple stock between $1.25 and $1.17 and bragging about how you bought it at $1.25 and sold it at $2.11. And have you figured out the consequences of being short the share if it goes up by $100? Like the amount that, like, are you out of your mind? Like, because, by the way, like I spent 30 years in the business and I obsess over this every single freaking minute of the day. And I wrote a book on it, right? I wrote the book. I predicted the future. You know, I made $500 million investing in these things, right? And I started, and I put a small amount of capital in. And let me tell you one thing, John, I can't time the market. I have no freaking clue.
Well, that makes two of us, so I don't even try. We're looking at my buy prices for Tesla this time, not by year, but by transaction over that same time frame. But this is every individual transaction, every buy order, whether it was 1 share or 69, or maybe slightly more. And this completely, perfectly illustrates visually how volatile Tesla is. There are periods of time where the stock essentially goes nowhere. These buy prices, I mean, look at this, 16, 17, 12, back again to 12. So look at this. In the mid to low teens, I'm buying Tesla stock initially. Buy. Then out of nowhere, the stock surges. But to me, even though it's more than doubled, almost tripled, in fact, more than tripled in some cases here, it still looks like a good long-term deal. So I keep buying when I got money. Simple. Stock surges, sits flat for a while, then rips even higher. And I keep buying through all the ups and downs. But what I want you guys to focus on, look at these vertical surges out of nowhere. This is what happens. Stock goes nowhere, or worse, it's down for a bit. Then out of nowhere, rips higher, tends to correct a little bit. And then out of nowhere, without warning, rips higher, then rips higher, then rips higher and rips higher and rips higher and rips higher and rips higher. Now, just for the record, if I had any cash right now, which I don't, tax bills are going to tax bill. If I were purchasing Tesla stock today, we'd be here on the chart, not far off my all-time high price, which, what was that? Highest I've ever paid looks like $395.08 per share. This chart itself should make it obvious why I don't try to time the market. I just buy when I've got cash. If I think 10 years from now, I'm going to be glad that I bought. It also illustrates quite clearly why you'd have to be fucking brain dead to be shorting Tesla stock. Imagine shorting a stock that historically has moved from $12 to $36 in the blink of an eye. Has gone from $54 to $162 in the blink of an eye. Has gone from $131 to $288 in the blink of an eye. $191 to nearly $400 in the blink of an eye. You have to have rocks in your head or a humiliation fetish. For the record, never sold a share of Tesla stock, and the only situation in which I would do that would be an absolute emergency. If I were to sell some of my Tesla stock today, I'd pay capital gains tax, so I'd be left with far less capital than I had if I just held. Then I would need to put that money to work in an asset that grew at a much faster rate than Tesla to compensate for the lost money due to the capital gains tax, just to break even. Although, if I were a self-interested content creator in the finance space, I may also employ a strategy of buying and selling like I have ADD and bipolar disorder on meth, simply to create content about my buying and selling activity, simply to generate ad revenue, not because I thought it made a lot of sense, but just to have something to talk about. You can imagine it, right? Monday, here's why I just bought more Tesla stock. Wednesday, I just sold some Tesla stock. Here's why. Thursday, I'm short Tesla stock. Why Tesla stock is going lower. Friday, here's why I bought more Tesla stock. Next Monday, 12 other stocks that I'm buying that aren't Tesla because they're obviously exactly equivalent risk-adjusted opportunities. Tuesday, I'm becoming very bearish on Tesla stock. Thursday, Tesla stock to the moon. Here's why I bought more Tesla stock. But alas, I'm playing the very long game. You guys have no idea, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, how much I look forward to revisiting the videos starting in 2019, revisiting my rationale as to why I thought Tesla was a solid risk-adjusted opportunity. And I'll sleep soundly knowing that I did everything I possibly could to share what I saw, the opportunity that I believed was around the corner, day in, day out. Let's check back in, say a decade from now. As I record this, Tesla's market cap today, a mere roughly $1 trillion. That's one, not two, not 10, $1 trillion. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients. Plus, has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR or I can keep going. Plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. And look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.